Hi, so I'm doing an updated garden tour. It's been a while since I've done one, but it's June 3rd. Everything is blooming, so I think it might be a good time to reintroduce everyone to this garden situation. So this kitchen garden's got some potatoes to the left, salad, greens, and herbs to the right. Everything's growing really well. It's been making lots of salad. It's growing here in the shade of some pawpaw trees and black elderberry bushes so that it doesn't get too hot. I'm going further into the woods here that's really dense now. I mean, if you've been following along for the last few years, remember that this all used to be just a lawn. And through wood chips and permaculture, we've got a little food forest thing going on. We've netted off the strawberries because they're finally blooming. There's little red berries in there. I know you can see them. There's more and more. I've got to start picking them because, you know, the birds will get to them first. But beautiful, beautiful little strawberries. Oh, that's delicious. Going forward, we've got the elderberries, comfrey. It's that leafy stuff that kind of grows in the shade of the trees here. It's perfect feed for chickens. Great food for the bees too. And it doesn't really bother the strawberry patch here. As with any garden, you've got to have a good share of flowers just for beauty. We've got jasmine. My mom really likes it, so brings a little bit of life to the garden and helps support pollinators and everything. So it's God's place here. More strawberries in here. Got a plum tree. This is the first year that this plum tree is producing. If you look carefully, you can see lots of little plums here on the undersides of the branches. Looking forward to seeing how those taste come late summer. There are other things seeded into the food forest, not just strawberries and fruit trees, but there's a medium level of foliage where we've got some thornless blackberries right there with their little fruit. Asparagus grows wildly along with some ramps, little rampions, but those are done for the year. Harvest them carefully and hope to get more the following year. Since we're here, let's grab a snack for our little friends. Comfrey root is phenomenal, super prolific. Moving on this way, the Shiitake Logs that were inoculated in 2017 are producing. They've got a nice layer of Christmas tree debris over them to conserve moisture. And it's always kind of wet and cool in here. We did pick some mushrooms this year, so that's success enough. Starting to look at the chickens run. Our raspberry bushes are finally producing adequate amounts to be satisfactory. So you can see the bees are loving them. All these little flowers here up at the top. Of course, gotta have some annuals sprinkled in here. We got cucumbers. Gonna grow up this net. There's some seedless grape here at the top. Chick, 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 chick. And we've got our chickens here. They've got their little house. Chick, chick, chick. Where are my friends? Come on. Chick, 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 chick. Come and get it. Come on. Come and get it. Here they come. Come and get it. They love their comfrey. Here we've just got some grapes growing in, red seedless grapes, all the way down this little row, kind of covering up the south side of the greenhouse. You can see the Alberta peach trees towering. It's definitely not looking anything like it did 3 years ago when I put it in the ground and it was 2 feet tall. This whole former lawn really does have a jungle kind of aesthetic to it, with little kiwi, or not so little kiwi vines mixed in with some grapes up on top of this arbor. It's very peaceful here. I'm taking a turn now and dipping into the greenhouse. There we see the garden. We'll get there later though. Here's the greenhouse. Standing pretty. Let's go inside. So here we are in the greenhouse. It's 100 degrees in here. I'm still working on some venting issues with the top vents. But otherwise we've got 3 fans going. There should be 5 fans, but the 3, they'll do. They'll do. It's mostly herbs, cannabis, and tropical trees growing here. Got some cacti. Trying to grow the most amount of edible plants that we can. There's a fig, sage, lavender, a lemon tree, lots and lots of herbs. Rosemary, parsley, basil, chives, thyme, oregano, strawberries. Got an orange tree and a clementine orange tree. There's that lemon again. Trying to grow an aloe vera. So far I'm somehow keeping this one alive. I don't have luck with aloe vera. This is the one that's lasted me the longest. So I'm kind of happy about that. Hoping it'll continue to not die. We'll see. Here is the pond. It's about 1,000 gallons, and it's got fish that are stocked inside. There's about 100 tilapia in the water here. This pond goes down about 3 feet, and the fish are still really tiny, but they'll come up to the surface. They're definitely in there. I'm looking forward to seeing them grow and hopefully catching some toward the end of the year. The waterfall provides great filtration. You have to have good filtration if you're dealing with this many fish and waste and debris. We've got an edible cactus. That's a prickly pear. It's producing some new growth. That's about a perfect new leaf to eat. But there will be more. Got a guava tree, an olive tree. That's a lemon verbena. Some more basil. Lots of mint. A whole bunch of mint. There's a lemon tree straight ahead here. Lemons are wonderful, so we've got to have more than one. garlic, mint, cannabis. There's the door. Yeah. So far so good here in the greenhouse. It's been very productive, and it's a very nice place to escape off to at the end of the day and sit with your friends. Moving on to the garden. Here we have our blackberry bushes. They're still deep in flower. Lots of bees are coming and eating on them. I'm looking at one right now. But here we can kind of start to see the very beginnings of some of these little blackberries. We've got beautiful little white flowers for the blackberries. Alright. Now the garden's been doing wonderfully. Before we get there, let's just sidetrack real quick to this pollinator garden. Lots of flowers here to feed hungry bees. Fountain's not working right now, but it's alright. There's a little cherry tree here, producing good shade close to the patio. Alright, in we go. So, definitely a big believer of having marigolds in the garden. They just help bring in beneficial insects and nips a lot of the problems in the bud. Speaking of bud, here's a huge tomato. I'm assuming this is going to be one of the beefsteak tomatoes, considering I accidentally mixed them all up this year. And I'm trying to have them trellis up netting for the first time. And I think it's going to be a big success. The netting seems to be catching them. And these 2 rows of tomatoes will continue to climb about 6 feet tall. So we've got a little alley of tomatoes. On the left here, there's a row of eggplant. Little walkway, then the tomatoes on the right. That goes on for quite a little bit. Some root celery, creating a little bit of an intermission here between the eggplants and the peppers, which start from around here. And they're doing really well, loving this heat. This is a bit of a hugelculture, permaculture situation here, where we've got lots of different things growing. Beets that are growing underground, peppers that are rising above the ground, lots more beets here. They're not going to get into each other's way. Spinach that's ready to eat now will be gone before either of these two mature, but in the order of picking, it'll go spinach, beets, then peppers. And on the sidelines, of course, we got some garlic. It's just going to continue to grow. Melons, zucchinis. The melons are going to go up the fence. The zucchinis are just going to squat down in their little spots. Pumpkins. That's an unruly asparagus bed. That's what they look like about this time of year. Got an apple tree. There's my little decoy wolf under the peach tree. And my little decoy owl here by the stump. Scare birds away, but it doesn't really work. The birds aren't too afraid of this owl. I saw a bird scratching himself on top of this guy's head this morning, so it's almost just here for show at this point. This guy's job is to keep bunnies away. There's a new planting of raspberries in this location, a new variety, with some sunflowers just behind them to cover up this this lot on the other side of the fence here. There's a pear tree, oh, on my finger, there's a pear tree right there. A little bit of a blueberry bush growing just next to it. I used a Christmas wreath, recycled that as mulch. And of course there's a little sunflower growing behind there. Now our pear tree, the original Asian pear that's grown here, has absolutely exploded with growth. I think the fact that the chickens are underneath it pleases it quite a lot, and it's bearing a bunch of fruit here for us. You can see all these little fruits getting ready. And the ladies just do their job over here. Scratching, pecking, foraging, being happy chickens. It's a little hot today, so we've got Frida over there just making a hole to sit in. Makes them quite happy. And there's Blueberry checking us out. Hi, Blueberry. They've got their little barn in there with everything that they need. That's also a solar panel power collection device that powers a battery pack in the shed behind their coop over there. And we've even got Speckle here, a young pullet who's going to be our next generation of layers. She's peeking at us, spying on us, being in trouble. She's a pretty girl. Come here. Oh, you're trouble. We got all the pullets here in this small little coop until they're big enough to go in with the big girls. Got another plum tree. You can even see the plums loaded up on this baby. And just underneath it, we've got blueberry bushes all along the perimeter here. There's a bunch of blueberries on there. It's looking really good. Those will make for some good eating. Alright, ladies. Alright, you're doing a good job. Keep it up. We go in a little further here. You can see all the little troublemakers congregating. Open up our gate here and take a look inside the house to discover lots of eggs. Guys, these guys still haven't met. They're kind of afraid of each other, so I'm gonna tell these ladies to kind of go back home. There you go, ladies. Come on. You guys are scary. The little guys are afraid of you. And off they go. Ooh, I forgot I did not close the gate over there. I should probably follow them. Hey, troublemakers. Hi. Here, no. Alright, and we're back in the garden. So that's it for the garden tour. It's been a while since I did one, so I decided to take my time with this one here and just show you guys what's up. There's a lot of changes, so I'm excited to share all the progress. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll do another update come a month from now when there's a little bit more going on here and all these plants that I've been working so hard on planting get a little taller and hopefully start showing some fruit. which is what this is all about. Making organic food, being good for the environment. Makes everything all worthwhile. Take care, guys. Till next time.